Now, it's something we spoke about on the courses where we start talking about your multi-personality being. And each personality that you create is a management system to deal with a
Yeah.
certain moment. So when you're with your parents, your family, your friends, you evolve, you morph into different characters. And each character has its own capacity to learn and its own capacity to emotionally be able to handle itself. So when you're at work, you have all the information pertaining to work in your mind constantly ready, available, because that's the personality you're playing.
Mhm.
As soon as you leave work, you rarely bring up that information. You don't talk about it, especially if you're in a specialized field. You go
Mhm.
into another personality. Now, that personality might not be as strong as the work one, and you may be emotionally handled from when you was a child. So therefore, you've been taught to be quiet. You've been taught to be submissive. So you ultimately, in other environments, are just not as strong because that personality isn't there. And as a result of every relationship you've been in, the person you was in that relationship, that personality stores within you as a file waiting to be used when similar circumstances turn up.
Yeah.
That's why the person who you start off with might not be the person you end up with. And over 5 years, the person looks the same, but the consciousness and the overriding program has totally changed.
Mhm.
So you're no longer talking to the person you once upon a knew. You're now talking to someone who, through environment circumstances, has created another personality to deal with you so
Yeah.
that it can actually still grow in itself. If you have people that restrict you to their emotional whims, over a time, your body's going to become sick of the trauma, of the toxicity of their emotional whims. And then you then, not through any sort of control, because you still may love the person, but your body needs to leave.
Yeah.
Your body needs to go for your sake and for you not to spoil one of the things that we find that we hold on to and is our most precious um, commodity is our good memories and
Mhm.
our good memories with people. So if you've had a great time with someone, situations, you use those thoughts as placebos, as medicine when you're not going through the best of times. So when you have to break away from that situation, you almost find it hard to say, well, if I'm not good with this person, can I still use the good memories I had with them to help me go through a situation? So
Exactly.
we find that those personalities can dwell back into your past relationships, start to compare them, and then create a situation where, out of fear of the past, you destroy the present.
Yeah. And I think most of us have experienced that on some level. And it's really just having the clarity of somebody saying that you deserve to reward yourself by stepping outside of the situation and taking the judgment out of it. Um, we've all been in that situation where somebody has made us feel small. And if it's external, you know that there's somewhere you can come for alleviation from the pain that you get from that trauma.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, if you are coming home into an environment, it's very hard to
very.
actually get over that. So, what you've got to know, and this is where I talk about living outside of time, is that I'm in control, and there is a point where this will end. And I'm going to be the person who is in control, who will end it. This is where we empower ourselves. And even the person, what will enable you to gain empathy for them is understanding that they have a trauma that they're actually inflicting on you.
Thank
And
you.
I often say that although we might not realize that we may not enjoy something, but if we do something habitually, we get a payoff from it because we've done it long enough and it becomes a culture.
You know, that's the hardest thing, though, Dean, because sometimes the payoff is just really the avoidance of external or more pain. That would
Mm,
be it. So there's no actual future reward. There's more just immediate pacification in the moment
yeah.
and literally being so afraid of the person's reactions that you basically hide yourself and do what is required to avoid you actually basically seeing that personality within them come and see you as fresh meat to devour.